I suppose I should begin by telling you about the frontier. And, well, to talk about the frontier, one must talk about the world. And this is the historian's curse, is it not? To go on unraveling every mystery in explication and digression until all's included and all is lost. Ultimately, it's about bodies. Everything comes down to bodies in the end. Since your lifetime, this is what we have learned about the nature of the world. That there is a big man walking between the stars, and we human beings live upon its body like lice between mountainous folds of its wrinkles and the seas of salt and sweat. And we believe that the big man loves us, or at the very least tolerates us, because it has taken one bright sun and placed it about his head, then a second drabber sun that the big man wears around its belt. And this is what gives us light and warmth, and day and night. More than that, it's hard to say. Is the big man male or female, or something else entirely? Is it pregnant with a second planet within its belly, or is it seeking another walking world to fuck or fight among the stars? Is it looking for a new home for us, or a place where it can lay down and sleep at last? We cannot be certain of anything. We can only ride the big man onwards through the void. But there are places upon the big man's body where the light of the stars never falls. And in your time, as in ours, these places are both dangerous and foul. The reeking crook of the Sishanic Empire is not patrolled, although some 100 years ago we thought to hang a great line of sky lanterns along the border's edge, a largely symbolic gesture, as if we could keep the freezing darkness between the stars at bay with sufficient light of our own. But it is haunted, this borderland, by explorers and cutthroats, scofflaws and thieves, dreamers and exiles, and the occasional vinner who will tell you that the overwhelming stench of the big man's soil in these parts endows their fog wine with a particularly rich and sought-after nose. And then there are the dead. Our people were always buriers and not burners, weren't they? And if you bury a corpse, you must build for it. And so this part of the frontier is plagued by bone minarets and mausoleum forests, labyrinths of stone and stinking incense. That's where the trouble really began, I suppose. Building for corpses, immortalizing what ought to have been left to rot. Because corpses reign over us now in Old Sishane. And everything that lives belongs to them.
Gather the harvest. Block the grapes. Gather the harvest.
Pluck the grapes. Gather the harvest.
When the dim box workers appear in the fields, heads bent and muttering out of time with one another, arms swapped out for wooden scoops or their feet altered into great flat paddles to tramp down the grapes. That's an intrusion, of course, to my solitude. But I don't let it trouble me, even when they raise their butchered faces to stare at us riding past. Buried deep in the crook of the Wine Valley stands an anthill of a town. Sometime in the distant past, they would have heaped up the soil into a great hill in the shape of a woman, a stone keg tower bursting out of her ruined face at the highest end of the settlement. The woman's outline is broken. The keg tower has been ransacked for its stone, and no longer stands. This is a place that has not been rebuilt.
Is this the lick?
It is.
I'm looking for my father. Come through here this morning?
Sour old sot.
That's him.
He's up at the big man's house, meeting with the Mischief. Take a right through the square and it's on the hill. If you're not berthed in town tonight, it's 4 draws till dark. The gates close quick.
Yeah.
Thorax, for the crime of petty treason and murder, to be revived and his treacherous hand burnt to ash, fit for nothing, his head to be sewn upon the body of a loyal dog, to serve eternal at the pleasure of his
Did you fight?
Does that matter?
It's good to know if a man is only playing at being himself.
I fought. Most of my company are post-war babes.
It's work for the young, I'm sure. Where did you fight, if you don't mind me asking?
I was with the fleet. And then in the final days, the siege at Emensar. On the sea walls, the long fingers.
I understand that was about as bad as it got.
I've heard that said.
And then you fell into this work. A natural progression, I'm sure.
No. I worked ships for a few years after war's end. We've kept it up for longer if I could, but the seas were... Well... Our Lady Far and a Whaling was the last ship I served upon. After she was wrecked, some of the crew decided they'd come with me. Formed into a travelling company, fighting troop. We've carried her colours and her figurehead with us ever since.
Oh, it's wonderful, I think, how new prospects can blossom in the most unexpected places. From death, opportunity.
You're an optimist.
Who's there?
Come in, Dogged.
Column's close by, Cat. Should be here by second set.
And Finick?
Timmer's doing as well with Finick as they can.
This is the High Mischief of the Lick, Dogged. He's the one sent out the chance.
How should I know you?
as Dogged Morel, and woman.
Lively Phalamp, Wayman.
You're very modern here.
Dogged Morel, you said. The Catagon's daughter, perhaps? I
picked up a whole rabble of orphans after the war. Gave them my name for all it's worth. Most of them left over time.
It must be a comfort, traveling the frontier with family.
Did you brief my fader upon the chance already, Mischief? Or should we begin there?
We hadn't begun. Please, sit. You're keen on the chance then, Catagon?
Tell us about the Patriot.
This would have been the very final days of the war. We hadn't seen any fighting this far northward, but we'd had a regiment stationed with us since near the beginning. Just young bloods, you understand. The last dregs of the muster, assigned to patrol the hills of the Lug during the day and raid the larders of the Lick by night. Bored and difficult children, but we loved them all the same. They dozed out in the fields amongst the vines and told each other stories when the crown was high and hot overhead and nobody felt like guarding anything. Their Catagon was a lord's son in possession of a polished good bill and a very good hat, and for all he strutted about and threatened floggings upon the post, we could see he wasn't at all in control of the soldiers he claimed as his own. He didn't impress us. We were far more excited about the yearning stone colossus they'd sent us from Hacklesbad, the graven patriot. It had been assembled, they told us, from the statuary of one of the old imperial monuments, an ancient wartime memorial to the unknown soldier. Its head was a horse's head. Its eyes were hollow and black. It had waves or curls of hair carved into the silver of its neck and flowing down its chest, and you could see the remnants of a headless stone rider upon its back. It was a thing both wondrous and terrifying. 4 or 5 choristers from Highlands came along with it, and they sang to it from first dawn to last light of our endless glories and our bygone victories, recalling the memories of those heroes who had been buried within it. It had a mural etched into its thigh. Let none forget the ingenuity of the living in the face of the invidious dead. Swift Rider, graven patriot of new and old Shaun. The choristers never called it that. They called it the mule that's as thick as mule shit. Well, the regiment kept themselves busy, building up the stockade, digging trenches. The same news came back from Pintle every time. We were losing. We were losing, but it still felt so distant, as if it was happening to another nation, another people. And the mule as thick as mule shit just stood in the town square, perfectly still, our final hope and our final defender. Eventually, word got through to us. The capital had fallen. Cattlefak had fallen. 2 of the choristers slipped away into the hills that night, and maybe a dozen of the regimental conscripts. And nobody said a word. But we were all beginning to understand that there was some kind of ending coming for us. 3 nights later, the ancestors reached the village outskirts. I remember the cry going up. All of us crowding up onto the ramparts and seeing... It was...
The dark and dreadful sea.
We tried counting them. Couldn't do it. All the colours of all the ages, the crests and banners of every fragmented kingdom and forgotten province, unified against us. We were small and disharmonious compared to them, scattered and motley, watching from crumbling walls that in their day would have stood tall and proud. I felt embarrassed, like a child whose parents have come home to shattered crockery in the kitchen. And I felt ashamed, looking out at my nation's past, to have made so little of their future. They'd already recruited a squire from one of the neighbouring towns to the south, and she came riding down to us around dusk, still red-faced and dishevelled, out of breath. "It's over," she called out to us from across the vines. "You need to understand, the war is already over. Everything that matters is already in their hands. They care for us, the dead, as their own children. You've allied yourself with foreigners. You've been gulled by progressives and subversives. But these are our grandfathers and grandmothers, our own kindly ancestors. Lay down your arms and come on out to welcome them home." I don't think the young Categoan had ever been in any kind of real fight before, but he was determined to be brave just the same. He climbed out onto the battlements, struck a pose, told the squire she was a traitor to the living, and she should scuttle back to her carrion masters before he gave the order to open fire. The young Categoan raised his good bill's blade to the gleam of the belt's light, and he yelled out to us, something like, "If this is the end of life and light, of all that's breathed and grown and flourished here, then we'll make them remember it. We'll make them wish they'd stayed with the worms below."
How long did you last?
Oh, not long. Not long at all. The ancestors had Hyrenians amongst them as well, you see, and soon enough their own battle hymns began to carry across the fields. Theirs were sung with real passion, real belief, over the thin and frightened voices of our diminished choir. It's not true, what they say, that the dead are cold. They're nothing but yearning, nothing but feeling. Hearing them sing, I almost wept myself. The mule tilted its head, listened to their song and ours. It stood there for a long moment amongst the musket fire. Then its hesitation ended, and it turned on us. It lifted one chorister up between its hands and picked him apart. It trod another into the cobbles. It snatched up a group of 5 citizens who'd gathered on the battlements, and it threw them carelessly so that they scattered as they hit the rooftops. And then it began to walk, crashing through stone walls without effort and leaving a breach for the invaders to pour it through. It had vanished into the woods by the time we surrendered. That was my war, Categoan. 9 dead, 1 beautiful song. Well, afterwards they put a whisper of life back into the young Categoan's head, and strung it up on a rope beneath the gates of the lick, tongueless, swinging, and howling. The rest of him was threshed to feed the grapes. After things were settled in the capital, they mostly left us to it. The old Duchess was resumed. She's not bad. When a town girl dies sudden, sometimes she'll take their body for her head, but she'll always pay for it. She hasn't done anything about the mule, though. It's been out there ever since, roaming the forests of the Lug, haunting the overgrown amongst the sparrows and the deer.
Sounds like you've learned to live with it.
In spite of it, perhaps, we've learned to live in its shadow. Every chance it gets, it reminds us of what it means to be powerless. It tramples a hunting party. It topples a carriage upon the road. Those woods used to be grounds for trapping and foraging, part of the lifeblood of the town. I want my grandchildren to be able to walk there again someday.
We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Of course.
How tall is the Patriot?
20 or 25 feet tall, perhaps?
How fast is it?
I've seen it catch up to riders at full tilt.
You've gone after it yourselves, then?
More than once. They haven't left a dent in it. The last effort was a particular loss for the town. Can you do it?
Yes. Yes, we think it can be done. First, we break its stride. Then we cripple its reach. Then we go in with the hammers until it forgets what it is. We'll need to lure it out of the woods onto open ground as well.
That should be simple enough. The mule does not suffer trespassers. If it sees you, it'll charge you.
It'll be a hard day. I can't lie about that. But you couldn't have picked a better company to...
We'll take the chance, is what she means to say.
Excellent. And the payment?
Well, there we can negotiate.
We're offering all we can.
Perhaps there's more you haven't considered. Wine from your vineyards, for instance? Any spare supplies for the road. We'd also be grateful to see a portion of the pay up front. There's nothing to stop you from closing your gates on us once the work's done.
Nothing to stop you from riding away with your advance, either.
Well, then it'd be a question of trust.
Pay us when the job's done. Easier that way. Don't expect a man with a full purse to walk towards a hard fight.
We also wanted to ask about the muster, didn't we?
Ask.
We, had some trouble last night on the road. One man left badly hurt. If we take your chance, we'd appreciate the opportunity to come into town tonight, resupply, treat the injured boy. And with that in mind, we were wondering, Mischief, if the dead are gathering the grapes and working the presses, what do the youth of the lick do to keep themselves occupied during the long, empty days?
What do they do? Cause trouble, mostly. Get into fights at the drown.
That might be to our mutual advantage, because we'd be willing to set up a recruiting station while we're in town. See if there's any eager young souls we can take off your hands. We'd keep them in camp for now, of course. They wouldn't see danger until they were ready. Better pay than they'll find here. Good friends and honest labor. It's a life. I can speak to that.
We've a couple of barns standing beyond the eastern wall. There should be room there for your company to rest up and for you to treat your injured boy. And we have a doctor in town. A good doctor.
We care for our own people.
If your adjutant gives me a list of any supplies that are needed, I can ensure those are brought to you as well, in addition to your payment.
All I'd say is it can mean trouble for a town, having the aimless young hanging about.
Just like soldiers after war's end. The barns for now, I think.
Barns will be fine. We're done here, Dogged.
Your will and your wood, Catigan. Come, let's bind the cord. Finalize our agreement.
My word will be enough for both of us.
Of course. I'll see you out then. Good luck, Catigan. Listen for birdsong. The sparrows nest in the mule's upper reaches. You'll hear them startle as it comes for you.
We hope to be back soon with good news, Mischief.
Thank you, both. Lieutenant, Dogged Morel.
You didn't want to press him on recruitment then, Father? Fill the ranks? You didn't want to try...
His leg was carrion, Dogged.
Carrion?
He kept it under the table. Didn't want me to see they'd fixed him. Spoke like them too. Kettlefuck, he called it.
Well, Kettlefuck is what it's called now.
Hid the damn rotten thing from me.
It has been 20 years since the dead reclamation, the restoration of Sishanic pride, and the resumption of rightful inheritance. Her Majesty's Majesty, the Hollow-Brow Queen, in her great wisdom, has declared that she will celebrate the occasion by taking a living consort, signifying our nation's glorious union betwixt living and dead.
Is there no one left upon the frontier who won't break bread with night creatures?
Applicants of royal blood will attend the cold court in Kettlefuck, making their case to take the Hollow-Brow's hand.
I won't spend a night in this town, Dogged. I'll not take their hospitality. We march on, make camp in the hills close to the chance.
Father, please.
Perhaps we turn down the chance. We don't need this.
We can't turn down the chance.
That a man can sit and tell that tale, that he can have lived that life and watched it all go to ruin, and then take what the corpse kings offer him, breathe their wine, serve at the pleasure of cold meat.
What should he have done? It's been a hard walk already. Company would appreciate a night's reprieve if we took him up on that offer of the barns. Finick won't last. Better for him to die in a bed than on the road.
Nobody enters the lick. Nobody goes to the drown. Nobody fucks the locals. If Finnick's already dead by the time the column arrives here, we keep on marching past. See to it. Yeah!
You're well in wood, Cattagarn.
To Adabalgus of Thine, died in bed 2300 PR. I murdered this letter in the hopes of it reaching you safely in the Neth. Greetings to a fellow itinerant scrivener. I'm sure you can find someone below to translate for you. Well, another long day upon the road, and my boots, I must tell you, are wearing away at the toes. I suppose a soldier learns how to march. Oh! Man walking. That poor boy.
Cock of the world, would you listen to that? Damn fool Finick gets himself cut to death in the drown, and next thing we know, we're being tasked with sinking a stone man for the sake of this frontier backwater. There's a cloud over this company, boys, you mark my words. And things can only go from bad to worse. There'll be more of us laid out beneath the cold cooked saw by the time we're done. And all of us screaming louder than Finick.
Keep a lid on it, Lively. We're not in the mood.
I won't, though, will I? Not when I'm the one giving voice to your thoughts, you apes, while the rest of you pretend at contentment. Company's headed for the Neth, and I'm the only one brave enough to speak out about it. The honest man has a duty to make herself heard. Given half a chance and one good knife, I'd slit his throat as a mercy and then ride out into crooked parts tonight. But then again, why should I? With 2 months' pay owed to me. Wouldn't that be letting them get away with it?
Best quiet yourself, Lively. Here comes the left now.
Fuck her rotten and fuck her daddy once she's down. Left-handed. Begging your sweet pardon. Did I hear a whisper that we might be fighting a stone man tomorrow?
We're going to push over a very old statue, Lively. Easy work for a stallion like you.
Kind of you, left-handed. Very kind. How big's the stone man? If you don't mind me asking.
We were told 20 feet tall. We've got enough charges to handle it.
And we've been paid for the work?
Handsomely. Cutscene to that. Any more questions?
None that you haven't already settled my nerves on, left-handed. Thank you kindly. And no doubt, young Finick, he'll be up and about on the morrow and riding out with us as well, once Timmer's done their work.
Get some rest. Long march in the morning.
Cunt's nothing but airs. Half my age, and yet she talks like we're hers to be marched into the jaws of the nether.
Better than a fighter, at least.
Like that's a choice. We can die by the madness of the old or the pride of the young. And did you catch her flinch when I asked her about the stone man's size? They're lying to us.
I did see that.
There you are. Oh. Big man's balls. Will that fool go on and die so the rest of us can get some sleep?
Pain seasoning a little. Almost worth the sour taste, wasn't it? I'm gonna change your bandages now, Finick.
I didn't mean to get cut, Timmer. I didn't.
Everyone knows that.
It was just those three in the drown. They started mocking us and they insulted the Catigan and there wasn't nobody else speaking up. And I wanted them to know that I wasn't ashamed. I was proud to be proud of a living company. Am I dying, Tim?
You're a good, strong lad, and I'm doing all I can.
That's no answer.
It's no weakness of yours, Finick. He stuck you with Croker's iron. It's been nuzzling its way towards your heart all day.
And you can't get to it?
I've been trying, Finick. I've been trying, but...
Shit. I'm not ready.
I understand that. Take another swig of this.
I embarrassed the Catigan. I'm going and dying like this.
That doesn't matter.
It does.
I know. Just lie back. After you die, Finick, will you let me use you?
Use me?
Use your carcass once you're gone, for the good of the company. You've got good, strong legs, a soldier's arm. We could benefit from them.
My mother always said I should never...
If you don't want me to, I won't. But odds are, a year from now, they'll dig you up and use you all the same. Put you to work in the mills or fields, tin-boxed, faint, just enough of you left to labour and obey. That's no way to come back. What do you think? If you let me, Finick, I'll slit your throat to make certain you're truly gone. And then I'll box you up, piece by piece, in the yearning frost trunk. Nice and cold in there. It'll be like you're walking in the mountains. Like you're playing in the snow. Did you ever see snow before?
Once. When I was small.
So, it'll be like being small again. And you'll be on the cart, and you won't have to walk. And we'll have Kasinga and Mbondiya hauling you along like our guest of honour. Until one of us loses a leg, or something worse. And that's when we'll call on you. And you'll go on being part of the company. You'll march on with us.
If you use me.
If you let me use you. Yeah.
There's nothing waiting for us. Is there? In the death. No grand halls and palaces. Like they used to say.
Nothing fine enough to invite permanent residency.
Fuck it. Do it. Did you hear me?
I heard you, Finick. Thank you.
Did you know the man who gave you your arm, Timmer?
No, I never did.
But it does well for you.
It helps me live.
That's good. That's good.
Where's the pain? Here? I think it's nearly time. How should we have known you, Finick?
As a wayman, I think.
And your name?
Never found better than Finick. But I don't like it much.
Inkblot can come up with something better for you afterwards. Would you like that?
I'm so scared. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm so fucking scared.
You don't need to be sorry.
You shouldn't be crying. Motto always said, a soldier goes down with dignity. And I'm crying. I shouldn't be crying. It's not right.
Finick, listen to me. Nobody goes down better than this. You understand me? You're doing wonderfully. You're doing so well. I know. It hurts, Finick. I know. I know.
Song's getting louder. Song's getting louder. Song's getting louder. Song's getting louder.
Did he die wise or foolish?
Foolish.
Pack him up quickly. You hear me?
I heard you, Father.